Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus here today. Again, I want to direct this message to those of you who are Christians and others who believe in God, whether you believe in Christ or not, believe in God. And those of you who don't, you can listen if you like, or you can feel free to change the set. But here's what I want to say to those of you who have some relationship with God, at least in your own mind, is this. I'm a social scientist. I have done my research on humankind. You live with humans, and you got your research whether you know it or not. I want to say to you that every human being on the face of the earth, by some measure, is corrupt. They have already committed acts of corruption, or they are going to. The ones that haven't are usually newborn babies. Some corruptions are different than others, but corruption is corruption. So there's no one able to point a finger and say that this is your sin, but my sin doesn't measure, so you can't. Yes, every act that is disserving to humanity is a stinking sin. Some acts you serve yourself with, but it doesn't hurt humanity. But some acts hurt humanity. For instance, many of you say you love God, yet you are a Republican. And you know Republicans care about those issues that are important to Republicans and conservatives. Why? Because this is the basis for which they have found a measure of evidence to support their current situation. And they don't care that much about Democrats. Maybe they think if a Democrat came over to this conservative perspective, maybe things would be better. But yet there are those who are conservative that are just as poor as those who are Democrats. And the same argument goes to Democrats. All they want is that democratic practice, those Democrats in office. And Republicans, if what we do is good for you, then so be it. But then the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, that you can put in Green Party, you can put in the Car Party, or the Athletic Party. They're going to all be the same because they reflect man. They reflect humans. Now, there is one way that is available. And that way, no one wants to try. And since they don't try it, we have the crime, the violence, we have the war, we have the terrorism, we have cops killing civilians and civilians killing cops. You have leaving from what you call the republic or democracy to a police totalitarian regime. We are going straight on down that path. We see it. All of us who can think see it. Those of us who can't think, we still see it. We don't know what to call it, but we see it. And I come to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a power that's beyond you and I. There's a power beyond man. You see, they tell the police to go into town and keep peace when you start standing up, when you start protesting, when you start assembling yourselves together for a peaceful protest. They shoot rubber bullets on you, gas you. Next thing they do is shoot the real bullets. They come up on you with military armaments, scare the heck out of you. And you know just by watching some of those officers, how they treat the public, how they treat the reporters and everything, it's totally out of order. And yet we say the power is in our hand. And that is what I come to tell you about, this power that is bigger than you and I. The power that is responsible for all existence, for the trees, for the grass, for the flowers, all of that stuff, for the gas, the diamonds, the oil, everything, ladies and gentlemen, they are responsible for you and I. That power has a plan that will give us the dreams, give us the desires of our heart. And that is that we don't trust white people or black people. We don't trust men or women. We don't trust children or old folks to this degree. We only trust God. And that is that we treat each other as we ourselves want to be treated in our honoring, in our worship to God. The worship that follows over benches and passing out and speaking in tongues mean nothing. But the worship, to treat people as you want to be treated, is no higher worship that a human being can give for the service of God on this earth. And in so doing, God had the plan set up so that everything that we do already, we do it because God has made it or ordained it. But we're being robbed by allowing a system that doesn't care a darn about any of us, and we support it. We got to give it up. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I haven't stayed my time, but I want you to know that if you want to honor God, this is honoring God. Being a Methodist, a Baptist, a Pentecostal, a Jehovah's Witness, and all that stuff doesn't mean anything. Those are just distractions from God. But God is reaching out to call all of the lovers out of these different groups and know that there is one love, the love of God to the individual, to one another. That's the love of God wherein heaven is created. And the evil one has been given a lot of powers. And I know, and you know as well, that that evil one will shoot us down when we start standing up against its will. But for those of us who are serious, now every Christian loving person can't do this just yet. They haven't moved up to that height. But those of us who are, we are willing to lose our lives because it is the example to those of you who doubt it that we know what we're talking about. We live forever, and God is in control. And if you're being served by God, your life, wherever you are, will be like paradise. And I'm going to leave it there. Bye-bye.